back to Chalk Out by Nagarro, the podcast where technology and education intersect. This episode, we are at the sprawling campus of Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh, here in Unnao. And with me is the Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. T.P. Singh. Dr. Singh brings a rich experience in both industry and academia. For 30 years, he has been affiliated with Bennett University, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies, Dehradun, UPES, Sharda University. Himself, he has studied computer applications and computer science and engineering, and he went on to do his PhD at Jamia University, New Delhi. Currently, his research interests include pattern recognition, building hybrid intelligent systems. In keeping with that, he was instrumental in setting up the Smart Healthcare Center for Excellence at Bennett University. He's a widely traveled academician, speaks actively at various fora, and has about 120 publications to his name. But without further ado, let's jump into this conversation. Sir, welcome.
Welcome, Swati, to this sprawling campus on a
Thank you.
wonderful sunny day.
Thank you. How does it happen? How do you build an AI-first university from the ground up?
When we started it, conceptualizing that how AI is being integrated into education
Yes.
and how actually it must be. So there we found a gap, in fact.
Yeah.
What exactly is being done in the name of AI is by introducing certain subjects, one course, one laboratory course, or one or two specialized courses, and
Yeah.
we think that the curricula is AI ready,
Yeah.
curriculum is AI ready, our degrees are AI ready, students are AI ready. But what actually, as being a practitioner of artificial intelligence and machine learning for decades now, what we observed is that that is not sufficient going ahead, because going ahead is the time when every student requires the skills to the granular level. Everything which is being taught to the student must be augmented with. So I'm using the word augmentation.
Yeah.
So it must be augmented around AI. Now, augmentation is not only introducing one subject, one course, one laboratory experiment or something. It is something you are weaving it to your lecture level.
Yeah.
And that's what we have thought here to bridge that gap. So when we decided to come up with a university which really can say that we are AI first university, AI augmented university, we have given a very, very hard thought around it, that how actually AI must be built into, and it must augment every teaching learning process across the domain. And that's how this idea.
Great. So I'm listening, sir, that this is not about applying a layer of some new technology. What you're saying is you're changing the very structure. This is a great experiment, and I would love to watch the results of it. And I was able to actually sit in one of your lectures today. Most of the things I didn't understand. You were teaching networks. And I did see, however, that this is still, at least in this lecture, a very traditional setup. And I thought to myself, we have long studied the impact of setup of class on the attention span, engagement of students, and that is much before AI came into being. So in this university now, are there going to be more lectures? Are there going to be more workshops? What is changing for the layman to be able to say, oh, yeah, that's different education. That's not the same as recognizable education as I have seen for the last 50 years. What's going to be new?
Wonderful, Swati. I would love to answer this question, and this very pertinent one, in fact, from where I started, that how people think about AI integration into the education and what exactly is missing. So as you were there in one lecture, there is a mix of traditional lecturing and then learning by doing beyond the classrooms.
Yeah.
Our data is on record. We have as an average 40% of experiential learning integrated into our curriculum.
Great.
Across the domains, may it be behavioral sciences courses are there, may it be law courses are there, may it be pharmacy courses are there. Now, how it is? It is by two or three different ways. One is inviting the industry people here and walking and talking to our students. I mean, they are not simply lecturing inside the classroom.
Yeah.
What a traditional teacher, because that also need not to be put out, because
Yeah.
tutoring and teaching has been long into the bloodstream of academia in India and in the world as well.
Yeah.
But most of the learning happens outside the classroom, as you
Yes.
rightly said. So 40% of the experiential learning, what we are integrating into our curriculum and integrated already, is with the help of industry professionals coming to the campus, taking the workshops, and not only taking the workshop, going to the hostels, talking to the students, asking their ideas. What do you think, if I can put this question to Chat GPT, for example, or Gemini, that what will be the answer of this question, and then discussing them, and what is the gap between these two? I mean, what this GPT thought and what a group of students of you thought out. Still there is a gap. We are by nature creative.
Yes.
And I do not want, as a Vice Chancellor of this university, that spirit, that fire among my students to die, that of creativity and critical thinking. I want to bring that on the surface.
Yes, and I do suspect that there are so many skills which simply will not develop when what is being asked of you is to sit and listen. So I'm glad that other things are happening. And you mentioned industry partnerships, which we know about CUUP, that there are many industry partnerships. Do you have some governance models in place for how you will judge these industry partnerships? Because students have just come in, this is the first year. So like 4 years later, how will you, what hard proof will you want that the industry partnerships worked?
In fact, lovely question, and generally people do not ask this, and leaders also, get away to answer these type of questions. And I will be very proudly saying and admitting and taking it forward that our all industry partnerships are very active partnership. One example I will give. Our industry partners are not like they are coming to the campus, delivering lectures or a course for a week's time and then going back. They're staying on campus. You come and you can meet our team from Byte Excel. 4 trainers are positioned here in the campus. They are teaching day in, day out to the students like the other teachers going to the classroom. So that's one change which we have brought in. Now the second question what you asked, that how you are assessing and going forward. That's where the AI administration comes into picture. We are collecting the data through our ERP and through our LMS system, how the learnings of the student is happening with these industry partnerships, how they are faring in the quizzes, how they are faring in their examinations, midterm examinations, group discussions and everything. So that data, when this is coming, the people like me or the persons who are machine learning model creators, they are creating the models and predicting that how much percentage of my class is going to really consume this or consumed this, what are the gaps where I wanted to be and where I am right now. So that's one distinct feature which we are bringing in, predictive analytics using artificial intelligence, not only into teaching in the classroom and making the students learn, but in fact into the assessments and hand-holding them further in the right direction.
Most required, I would say. I keep coming back to students because student experience, according to me, remains the center of the entire education and paraphernalia. You yourself are a scholar, and I'm sure as every researcher, you have some passion projects and some things. And I know that you work a great deal in healthcare, sir. So how does your research in healthcare, I think imaging you've been studying, and a bunch of other things which, I'll be honest, I didn't quite understand. So why don't you tell us, and also tell how you draw on that experience and how does that directly benefit students?
So Swati, first thing first, until and unless any administrator himself or herself is not into the implementation and doing the
Yes.
things by hand cannot understand that what is actually required
Yes.
by the student and by the industry and by the research community. I have the privilege to, work and still working. I write codes, I prepare models, I publish the papers, I speak in the various platforms among the international speakers. And you said rightly that healthcare has been one of my very strong research area, medical imaging, as you told,
Yes.
that how we can automate the medical images in the absence of a radiologist.
I see.
So we have created certain models. So my first research scholar did a project which culminated into a PhD on fracture detection. So she also automated the X-ray images, what level of fracture lies there, level 0, level 1 or level 2 in absence of radiologists. So what happened, very interesting story. I mean, we were collecting the images from hospitals because that is the only source of collecting the images to train our model. So what happened that COVID strike at that time. So she could not go to the hospitals to collect the images.
Right.
So some of the images which we have already collected, we augmented those images. Augmentation means we prepared more images out of those images and trained our model.
Got it.
And once the COVID was over, when the model was tested on the real data set, it worked wonderfully well. So that was the first work. Second work was on again the X-ray images of lungs during the COVID time. The third of my work, which is related to healthcare, is autism detection. So
Yes, I remember reading that.
yeah. So autism, again, a very that sort of healthcare condition which requires a lot of interference of highly professional doctors. So why we cannot automate the detection of autism through our intelligent systems and models?
Two questions actually.
Sure.
One is, yes, of course, you are better placed to teach students what research exactly is. And there's some level of guidance there. Even at the undergraduate level, if those students are in touch with you, then awesome, because it is not the case everywhere. Is that integrated into curricula here?
Wonderful, Swati, and I will again appreciate you that you brought in fact, this perspective also. We are very much into promoting our undergraduate students to do the research.
Yeah.
So we have started one credit undergraduate research program.
Lovely.
So, all students are not that much fascinated towards going into the research.
Of course.
Some are very much interested into codings and doing some other creative works, but definitely few of them are there. So we have introduced for them, they can take an option of one credit program for undergraduate research in which they can be aligned with the professors who are actually doing the research, like me and my other fellow colleagues, and they learn the systematic way of doing the research, how to find out the problem first, and then how to approach that problem.
Of course.
So that way we are building a entire research ecosystem here in this very campus and expecting crores of projects from the government side to be hosted here. So where we are sitting right now in the adjacent room, there is a highest end computing facility. Highest. When I say highest end for the layman's, where the work of a normal machine can last for say half an hour or 45 minutes. These machine can do that only in 2 minutes or 1 minute. So that computing facility is being hosted here at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh campus, and I personally feel proud being a person from artificial intelligence and machine learning area, that all these are at the disposal of the students.
Yeah.
They work on these machines, they can have the access of these machines and run their models.
That's right. Well, Professor Singh, we at Nagarro, actually, at the education practice, we do something called the cognitive university.
Oh, great.
Our idea is all your systems should talk to each other. And while that's an old idea, the new idea is there should be some decisions that this newly integrated system is actually able to take autonomously. Like you don't have to intervene at everything. that yes, you have data, now you have insights, but also some agentic capability. Of course, there has to be a human in the loop, and very big decisions cannot be taken, but we want to automate certain. So, what's your view on how the systems in this university talk to one another, if they do or they don't? And also your experience from other universities, the ones you've led before this, about data and whether it talks to one another.
So, Swati, I will take it in three parts. First, what is my take on whether the systems should talk to each other and are they talking or not? Yes. The idea, if I go to the legacy practices, the idea of introducing ERP was this only, that there is any change in accounts entry, it must be reflected to everywhere in the administration. It must not be at the end of the day getting updated and then the other day that thing is happening. So that was the idea of bringing in ERPs. Now ERP also have got uh, specific limitations, that some ERP are working towards administrative modules more and less towards the teaching, and that's why LMS is being introduced and plugged it into that ERP and so on and so forth. So yes, the first question I will answer, yes, all systems must talk to each other seamlessly.
Yes.
Second thing, how these are working here at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh, we are on the path to achieve this. I want to look this campus down the line 5 years to be automated, if not to 100%, because saying 100% would be a very, unrealistic data. I will say 80 to 90% processes must be automated and must be talking to each other seamlessly. For example, right from the entry to the gate till the student leaves the campus in the evening after doing the classes. It must be available, the data must be available, that what he did, what he has learned, and what she has faced the problems and met in the entire day. And similarly for the other stakeholders, including teachers, including management and everything. So that's my vision for this. And more ambitiously, I wish to achieve it indigenously. Indigenously means being an AI university, being the so many students of machine learning and artificial intelligence around me, which includes master's students, PhD students. Why we don't take it up and build something indigenously and deploy it here? So tomorrow we say deployed by batch so and so, this gatekeeping system or this system and that system. So that's the entire vision which I foresee down the line 5 to 7 years. I'm very happy to learn that Nagarro is already onto it and building such systems. So definitely we will take a leaf out from our discussion of the camera. That what we can collaborate on and what potential learning from each other and the problems talking can be happen. As far as the other campuses are concerned, very frankly speaking, very less campuses are thinking around this, what you brought in, that making it automated. They're thinking from other perspectives. Other perspective means whether the teacher is in the classroom or not. Whether, whether
surveillance.
So this is surveillance. So we must, distinguish between the surveillance and the data generation, or say data recording for the purpose of analysis. And that too a productive analysis, that what went wrong and what are the trends which are looking in this data, how we can go further improvement on this. So rather going for surveillance, going for some data driven decision makings. That's the idea.
So many questions come up in my mind every time you answer a question. One, yes, very glad that that's the vision, and you would want to see your own students deploy good systems. And we would love to watch that happen as well. It'll be a good model for the rest of the universities. And we are here at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh, sir, and the catchment area of this university, in fact, the student population here is a good representative sample of the country's student population. It's a good cross section. It's not necessarily at any single end. So it will be really nice to watch what happens here, because gives confidence that it is replicable. At least, of course, if excellence of leadership is also being brought in, then at least it's replicable. When you said, Swati, surveillance is one thing, but what about truly productive analysis, right? And about a certain company currently in tussle with their own government about how they will not allow their models to be used by the government if the government does not agree to all the ethical guidelines that the said company has. It is one of the things that keeps me awake at night, or anybody who's observing LLMs closely. It keeps any of those people awake at night. That how are we truly using AI ethically? How are we teaching, and you're with young people all the time, how are we teaching young people to truly consider ethical use of AI? Because saying is one thing, that's like teaching moral science, but that only more, by teaching moral science, it was not coming to us. It was coming to us because we were practicing and playing with, not playing with, but practicing morality. AI ethics, what is your stand, and what is CUUP's stand as an AI first university?
Very pertinent question, in fact, and the call of our, I will say, being a professor of artificial intelligence and a student since long of this area. Now this has grown up to a level where this is going to be misused, and already have is being misused. May it be fake videos are concerned, may it be malpractices in the research are concerned, and all these things. So ethics of AI and using AI responsibly. So these two things are very, very important. So as you ask that how it to be achieved and what Chandigarh University Uttar Pradesh is doing for this, these two questions I will answer. So every organization must have a very broadly chalked out strategy, policy for ethical AI uses.
Yeah.
I'm very glad to share that Chandigarh University, before came into operations, we are having one such policy guidelines in action, and we are teaching our students also that how to use AI ethically and responsibly, whatever you are doing. May it be plagiarized contents are concerned, may it be writing the contents from asking GPT,
Yeah.
and then above and over, being again a professor of AI, humanization of those, take it from GPT and then humanize it. I mean, that is another level of misconduct which is happening nowadays.
Correct.
That, yeah. So a very cautious attempt we are making under the guideline of those AI policy,
Right.
to teach our students that yes, use is one thing and misuse is definitely another.
So it will have to be modeled. I'll be honest, on my train journey here, there was a doctor sitting right next to me. And I kid you not, she wrote a proposal with Copilot. I don't want to use any single body. She wrote a proposal for a conference to be selected at a conference. In front of my eyes, she wrote it with Copilot. So, like, and she teaches also at a medical school. If we are not modeling that to our students, if we are writing, on the fly proposals using Copilot, already being, professional doctors and professors, then it's problematic. Then we can say n number of times, and we can teach, so to say, students, but it will not pass. It will not, transfer. This is one of my concerns. And what do you have to say about it?
Swati very correctly said that there are few misconducts of society. I mean, this is a technical field which we are talking. There are many misconduct of the society in which a call from the individuals has to be brought up beyond the policies. So policies only can be the guidelines. Policies can only be, the regulatory frameworks.
Yeah.
But it is an individual in society which needs to respond it. For example, these generation of proposal on the fly and submitting it, this is a mad rush of publications and representing yourself on bigger platforms under the pressure of something. Now that something has to be chalked out, whether which stakeholder is putting that pressure on you, which is killing your creativity in fact,
Yes,
and the
yes.
critical thinking also.
Yes.
Now what you have done, you have created a proposal by some GPT, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now what this at the end of the day did, it killed your own creativity, your own critical thinking, but it saved your time. So to make a trade-off between these two,
Yeah.
that your creativity should work and your time also to be shared. So it could have been better done by making a trade-off between these two.
Yeah.
Now that trade-off can never be taught. It can only be, if I am practicing it, Swati may invoke herself, yes, I also will do like that only. So this is building the entire ecosystem in such a way that your neighbor is doing what? This neighbor is doing what? So if they are ethically using it, so brick by brick we will we will develop it. So this is a macro picture.
Yeah.
Now what we are doing, so this brick by brick we are trying to impose here in the campuses. So this is my philosophical idea.
Yes,
now
sir.
it goes to ground is, it takes, definitely it will take a
Yeah.
lot of layers to built into the system, and to be carried in a very religious manner
Yes,
and
of course.
practiced.
Yeah.
I am a teacher of those days when I left industry and entered into academia by my will. Nobody pushed me. And even today, you might have observed, I love my class. Those were undergraduate kids. So I sometimes I lost, I feel myself lost in the conversation with them.
Yeah.
And teaching with them that what so that passion has to come up, and no mad rush and rat race has to happen here. All stakeholders has to be very cautious, including the regulatory bodies, including the other stakeholders which judge us.
Yes.
Us means the academia, the entire academia, and that's what I talked about, the entire ecosystem.
Yes, sir. So, because as an outsider, at least to the regulatory frameworks, I have personally always thought, my God, they constrain. There are so many things that are done only to satisfy an accreditation body. And what's your take on that?
To be very frank, things have improved after introduction of those boundaries and putting up certain scales. But my take is that every quality cannot be quantified.
Yes, sir.
So there must be a very cautious judgment when you are quantifying any qualitative thing.
Yes.
So as it is said that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
So few things are fine to be quantified, but my take on that and urge to the regulatory bodies is that few things need to be left as a subjective matter of understanding and to be qualitative only. So
Yes, yes,
there has to be a mix of these two things.
Agreed, agreed. And I don't know how this is done around the world. Like, and over here at CUUP, we want to internationalize, being an AI first education institution. First of all, what is that internationalization? I was a little curious about that. And second, do you know of better, more liberal or different regulatory practices in universities abroad or in other places in India where they are able to, in fact, sustain the subjective, qualitative metrics, instead of putting them in numbers as well?
So there are two questions, two parts of your question. First is what internationalization and how this is being taken up at here at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh. So internationalization, in fact, gives a cross-border assimilation of teaching and learning practices beyond the boundaries.
Right.
So if I'm collaborating with any institution across the globe, may it be Canada or USA. So they have their own practices. We do
Correct.
have our own practices. And then when we sit together and we send some students there or faculty members there, and their faculty members come over here, and their students spend some of the semester here. So this cross culture learning, cross ecosystem learning happens. So that's the basic idea of internationalization. One. Second thing, what we are doing here at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh, I am very proud and happy to share this with you, that we have already more than 24 international university collaborations. More proud to say that all of them are between below 500 or maximum 1000 QS ranking university.
Oh,
now this
okay.
QS ranking is the most coveted ranking across the globe. So we are only selecting, we are not just in the name of internationalization that anybody coming and just asking to sign an MOU and then we are increasing our number. No,
Yeah.
all is specifically 26, 27 collaborations has been done here, which are having less than 1000 QS ranking and as high as 230 or 234 QS world ranking.
Great. So we're maintaining quality.
Yeah. So the quality perspective
Yeah.
is not going to be compromised here.
Good to know.
That is
Good
too
to
high.
know.
Now, what are the best practices? What I have observed outside or elsewhere in India in some of the universities, we are already trying to adopt those practices here in the campus. The first and the very foremost thing, which regulatory bodies somehow allow to the institutions is the assessment must be professor driven. When I say professor driven means I must not be regulated to say that there must be some written examinations or there must be something. I mean, there must not be any proportion of that. If I look that my student is doing a project and that project is worth of 100 marks and getting him grade in that particular subject, it must be allowed.
Yeah.
I'm happy to learn the NEP policy is that they have liberalized it.
Good.
They are saying that there must be more of internal assessment or continuous assessment portion. So we are increasing it here and we are taking it up very happily and with both hands. So this is one of the best practice which I generally hear from my international collaboration. I am also a professor who generally go and talk to European universities and other counterparts. I very recently went to University of Malta, where I spent a week's time to take sessions of their faculty members in information technology as a professor Erasmus. So this one thing which I took out from there, and second thing is that fluid learning environment. So definitely, if the learning environment is fluid, means it's not like as you said that classroom driven.
Yeah.
It must be learning driven. So learning may happen anywhere. I mean, we two are talking to each other. There is a learning a lot of. I am learning that how to present something in a literary way as you have been doing so, and you can learn so many things from me that how the technical conceptualization of something can bring forward.
Yes.
So learning must happen anywhere. And that's why I talked to you in the beginning at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh. We promote walk and talk learning. So I number of times go to hostel to talk to my students that what is happening, what project is coming in your mind and something like that. So the same is being done by all the faculty members. So we have slowly brick by brick developing this culture here as well.
Great. Great to know that. Well, I think this conversation is coming to a close. I remember asking all the pertinent questions. Do you have something in mind that I might have missed?
So there are lot many things in academia which can be talked over over hours of conversation.
Yes.
But you very beautifully closed all the things in the conversation till now we have had. The one thing which I would like to bring on the surface is that how I would like to see this university going down a decade's time. And how the academia is taking a shape.
Yes.
In the era of AI,
yes.
that what will be the job market down the line, say a decade's time, and how we are as a Chandigarh University prepared for that. People are saying that job market will crash, AI will eat up all the jobs and all. So my take on that as a professor of that AI, which is which I can say self-cannibalizing sort of thing. I mean, no, I mean, देखिए, what is happening, degree will start losing its value going ahead, but skills will come on the surface, which are already is been very pertinent. So I suggest all the academia to inbuild the skills from the very first day into the students. And that's what we are doing here in Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh. People talk about micro credentials, we
Yes.
talk about nano credentials. Nano credentials, we are bringing in, say, a week's time lecture
Yeah.
and this certification with the help of industry.
Right.
We are customizing to you, put it onto your resume, put it into. So industry is our partner who is delivery alongside us. So for example, we are having a workshop on data science
Yes.
on coming week. So somebody from some industry is coming, and that has been agreed upon on a nano credential, that every student will
Good.
get a certificate of that company after completing the assessment at the end of the day of that workshop.
Yeah.
So one thing is that as many as nano credentials in the form of certificates from the giants, every student must bring in and to showcase their skills. And second thing is that before coming to your university system, the students, the prospective students, they may also be offered something what we are tend to, there is a gap between they taking admission to any university system and their result is out. So they have already decided. Now what at Chandigarh University, Uttar Pradesh we do, anybody who is interested, even shown the interest to enroll himself or herself for the higher education, we offer them through ACP program certifications, advanced credit programs. If they complete that certification program, even before they are not the students, and we don't ask them to even be the students here, if they are at all the students of Chandigarh University, they will be bringing in 1 credit or 2 credit already done.
Yeah.
So 20 credits in the first semester, they would be doing 17 credits going ahead here after during the, and then they can save the time to do something else.
That was actually a great idea. I wish more and more universities take that up. Well, with this and some ideas that we have not been able to talk about, sir, I'll close this conversation for now and hope to come back when your first batch graduates to learn
Welcome.
how all your experiments went.
Welcome. In
And
between also you are always welcome
thank
to
you so
interact with
much.
the students, to have conversation that how their learning path has been.
Yeah.
This is a very gradual process.
Yeah.
And after one semester, nobody can understand that what has happened. But at least after 1 year, we will be having a sufficient data. Our AI models are, analyzing that data, and
Yeah.
then we can show you that these are the models what they have shown, that these type of students require this type of handholding, and we have done this, and they have been brought to this level. So that's where the AI is actually working on the ground for us.
Great. So I'll come and take the AI report card after a year.
Sure.
Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. You might want to watch some bits again and tune in for the next episode. Thank you.